Alongside me. Hello, Rashan.
Hello, Hazy. Good evening to everybody. Wherever you are, whatever time zone, it's going to be another really good game. We did see that in the last game, the Jaffna Stallion batted so well, chasing things down. And here, let's not forget that just one win for the Candy Tuskers and they're into the 5th match. On the other hand, Double Viking, they've played 3 and won 2. So, Candy Tuskers quite keen to try and get those wins under their belt to increase. They may feel a little bit safe because the Gladiators haven't started winning as yet. But then they're at 4, Gladiators at 5. So that contest at the moment is a little bit tight. I don't think the Candy Tuskers would want to keep it that way. They would rather just maintain a good lead over the Gladiators if they can.
A bit of a breeze around the place, as you can see, even on the cup, which someone's going to get their mitts on in a couple of weeks' time. And obviously the Viking side will be very, very keen to start well. There's the captain, Dasun Chanika, right at the front. And he's not worried at all, he said, about bowling under the night conditions, bowling when there's a little bit of dew on the grass. He said they've done it before, so this is something that they're used to, and they'll just do it again.
He's been very impressive, Dasun.
I think the thing I like about the thing I like about the Candy Tuskers is they've settled to a winning combination, and the two changes that have been made to the Dambulla Viking side have been made with their sort of brand in mind, and their brand that worked for them in the last game was spin. So we see Shimwari and we see Ramesh Mendes coming in for them to enhance that spinning ability.
It is quite interesting. When I was out there doing the toss, a couple of the players were actually asking me if the previous game had any turn, was the ball gripping at all? And my answer was no, because it wasn't considerably. I mean, we had games before on the other side of the square where it was certainly turning a bit and stopping and gripping, but the first game we had tonight, it was coming on reasonably well. It wasn't a quick track, we know that, but it was fine. But it wasn't really assisting the spinners enormously.
So we got the Double Viking coming out, and that side looks much better now. They look far more organized. It's a more balanced unit. Don't forget that second game they played, they came second by a big distance. I've been impressed with Dasun Chanaka's captains. He's led from the front. They're players who generally thrive with responsibility. Dasun Chanaka looks one of them. Tisara Pereira seemed to be enjoying that extra load on himself. The Sri Lankan captains, if you really look at particularly the test ones, in the past, the likes of Javardhana, Sangakkara, they have just enjoyed that extra load. They have carried on and been great success stories. So sometimes that load and captaincy tends to get the best out of a player.
Just a slight little delay. Gurba's the opening batsman has just got something in his eye, so he's just making sure that's okay before he actually comes out. And Bats looks like he's okay now, which is good news. So the helmet's going on. Strap under the chin. Yep, here we go. He's okay now. He's a talented player. He's a youngster. We know that. We saw him play really well with 53 in the first game of this tournament, but his shot selection since then hasn't been the best, but he will know that. He's a smart cricketer.
Well, the strike rates in the power plays, Gurba's almost right up there. Well, Russell has 300 in the strike rate in the power play, and Gurba's strike rate in the power play is almost 200, 196. And then Kusal Pereira quite a distance behind, 134. And that tells you that they carry a lot of power and quick scoring, this pair of batsmen, and they can be very effective in those 6 overs.
Yeah, he's going to be dangerous if he gets going, that's for sure. So he's one of the boys that's going to be starting proceedings for the Candy Tuskers. And there's the skipper, Kusal Pereira. There's the other one. He's an extremely talented cricketer, this man. He played one of the finest knocks you will ever see. In fact, it was voted one of the finest knocks ever in Test cricket. 153 not out against South Africa in Durban to win that Test. Anwar Ali. He'll start proceedings. I like this man. He's a real competitor. I also like someone right at the start when they're bowling. It doesn't matter who they are, and Dale Stone will be watching this, and he's one of those guys who does this as well. takes responsibility to set the tone right at the start. Here's the countdown. Plays the call. Here we go. Finding inside the circle. There is a slip in position. Of course, it's a power play of 6 overs where only 2 players are allowed outside the circle. One's at deep square leg and one's at third man. Oh, it's fine. Third man won't get there. That's 4 first up.
We talk about tone. First ball goes for a 4. Immediately Candy Tuskers on the front foot. Even though Anwar Ali hit his length, outside edge there of the bat of Gurbaz, flies away past third man for 4.
It's a really tough call for the bowlers, isn't it? You bowl good deliveries and you still go for runs. That's the should keep sticking to your plans irrespective of what the result is.
So the new ball was skid on a little bit more. Gives the batsman an opportunity to use the pace of the ball onto the bat and just glide it away like Gurbaz did with the first shot that was played for a boundary.
One thing that leagues like this will teach the young Sri Lankans is to stay calm when they bowl. Looking at some of the top players in the world, they don't appear to be ruffled at all despite the runs they concede. You could just see that they know exactly what they're doing. They got a set plan, they got the feel right, and they don't mind being taken apart by just sticking to that.
Just going to go through a couple of bowling drills here shortly. Rashan. It's down the ground, quick single, shy at the stumps, single taken, no dramas. Ali's a little disappointed with that, but he'll now just take a couple of deep breaths.
The 2 standing umpires, Lyndon Hannibal. And he's at the head umpire's position. And his partner today is Mr. Kotachi, Rohita Kotachi. Well, we got a few brothers. We got brothers refereeing, Maxwell and Wendell. Sorry, beg your pardon, Graham and Wendell Radroy, and the Kotachi brothers standing, part of the umpires panel.
That's beautifully bowled. That is perfect. So just back to the bowlers. The last thing you want to be is your mind going a little bit crazy when you're bowling. You want to be nice and calm. Now his expression is good. He will take his time going back. He'll be thinking about where he needs to bowl to Pereira. He will have spoken to his captain. He probably would have controlled the discussions about where he wants his field to be with the captain. At the top of his mark, he'll probably just pause a little bit, gather his thoughts, and slow the gate now to his speed. It's so important to do this. Just a quick little check to make sure everything's okay. Again, just reset. Probably look to bowl exactly that same line. Oh, it's a lovely drive on the up. He's hammered that through the covers for 4. That's a beautiful shot. Almost took out that trolley.
Yeah, that's a great shot from Kusal Janath. A little bit of width allowed him to free his arms. That's coming straight into his area. Look at this, just a little bit of width there from Anwar Ali. Great shot, great weight transfer all there from Kusal Janath. Very happy with that. He'll be looking. He's been out 3 times, caught out at deep square leg. There is a deep square leg out there for him. He'll be keen not to get out there again.
Great following from our buggy camera out there at extra cover. So 9 off the first over. There it is. Staying nice and busy out there. A little bit leg side, slower ball. So that's good thinking. Didn't want to go any further. Didn't want to concede a boundary of the last ball. So 10 from it, 10 for none.
Play.
Unchanged. The Viking have made 2 changes. Mendes and Shinwaria are in the lineup. Gabaz and Pereira, the 2 opening batsmen. Kushal Mendes is someone who has played well so far without really kicking in. Shan Singh is going to be down there shortly doing that exercise for us.
That's Lahiru Kumara getting ready to bowl rapid in South Africa in the test team for us.
Yeah, I know you've kept your eye on this guy. Dragged away. There is protection out there. It is going to be the single only. It looks like Pereira is teeing off tonight.
See, the Tuskers have been quite good in the power plays. The average have been 67, which is very good. In the last few games, we did see that those score in the power plays have dipped a little bit. But they got a real power hitting pair of batsmen. Gurbaz have been brilliant. We told you his strike rate in the power plays. Almost 200.
Thank you.
Well, Gurbaz, very versatile. He seemed to score runs everywhere, but appears to like that area behind the wickets on the leg side. Mid-off, he has not been too fond of.
That's good running.
And a great length there from Kasamujita. Tall bowler, stands the ball up, bowls it with a really good seam, looks to swing it out. He's hit a good length tonight and just quick enough as well. Has a good bouncer, Hayes.
So if he swings it out, that'll be perfect against. Look at that area that Rashan was talking about, 39% between square leg and behind, and then also on the leg side, mid-wicket. That's almost 50% of his runs there. So that's his chief scoring area. There we go. And also straight through the mid-on region.
Basically, lots of runs on the leg side. He's got a few on the off, but generally love the leg side.
Brendan Taylor.
That's a change-up. The previous delivery was 138. He's dropped that pace by considerable margin. Remember Kasum Rajitha making his debut against India in T20 cricket, and he was very impressive. That's the change-up. Took a lot of pace off the ball.
It's a well-controlled slower ball. Just roll the fingers down the side of the ball. And again, that's very good. Now that's something that if you're learning to bowl a slower ball, Mickey, I'll leave this to you. That's something that maybe the younger kids will be more comfortable doing rather than back of the hand.
Yeah, definitely. He bowls this one particularly well, and he spends hours and hours practicing this. This is something that he's developed in his game. He knows, though, bowling to Kusal Janath Pereira, that pace off the ball here is the way to go. Kusal loves the ball coming onto the bat.
Mid-off, mid-on, or at the edge of the circle too. Once one, direct hit will be interesting. Nope. Ali doesn't shy.
When you look at the range of deliveries that fast bowlers have developed, the variety, the slow bouncer, and now the slower balls seem to be one of those real strong weapons that they carry in their armory, and it's not an easy ball to master because the way they deliver it with different grips. Now that last delivery was back of the hand. It's so important that they land it in that right place, because the price they'll have to pay if they err is huge.
It's an outstanding over so far. Just 3 from it. Oh, that's gone just over the top of middle stump. That is brilliant stuff. That really is a magnificent second over. 13 for none.
Star 614 hash मिलाओ और 67 रुपए में जैज़
As a look at the broadcast partners, wherever you might be tuning in and enjoying this broadcast. Sony throughout India, Bangladesh, of course, Afghanistan, include